right, I want to welcome you. Make sure, yeah, we're good here. All right, I want to welcome you to another episode of Do Work Podcast. Do Work Podcast is a weekly podcast where we discuss all things mindset, motivation, entrepreneurship, free thinking, and how to live your best life possible. Today is no different. So, first, let me say, I need y'all to check out my hat. All right, this is an old hat. This is a completely old hat. This is my not today saying hat. I This hat is from apparel line I had years ago, and I was actually looking for another base. First of all, I never even wear baseball caps online. Like you'll rarely see me filming within a baseball cap in any capacity. But I am today, so this is my not today Satan hat. So the first question is, should I bring this back? I feel like I should bring this hat back. I feel like this hat is needed right now. I feel like this hat needs to make a comeback for real, for real. This hat needs to make a comeback. All right, so tonight, what do I want to talk about tonight? So first of all, let me tell you, I had a hell of a day. This is completely off topic, but I had a hell of a day. So I went to the the Apple store, right? I went to the Apple store. You'll love this because I broke my phone. Now my phone's been broken. I didn't care. Like it's not like it didn't work. Like the back camera lens was cracked or something like that. But what's been happening is every time I flip to the back camera lens to video, you hear a humming in the video. You hear a humming in the video. So eventually, clearly, I shoot a lot of content in different ways. So I'm like, okay, Diva, you cannot continue to live like this. You got Apple Care. Just go get a new phone. So I go to the Apple store today. I go to get the new phone, and in true fashion, I take the phone. They bring out the replacement phone. I pay for that. They give it to me, and the girl's like, yeah, all we gotta do is pop this out, put this in. I'm thinking I'm gonna take this damn phone home, right? I'm thinking I'm gonna take the phone home, do the little side by side, boopy doopy doop, and I'll be up and running. She's like, I just gotta make sure your number work, and since everything's backed up, when you get home, she said, when you get home, you will be able, you just gotta finish your backup. Cool, I can handle that. Let's finish the backup, right? So I get home. This is the wild part. Well, I don't get home. Before I leave, I notice the phone isn't working, right? I notice the phone isn't working. So I say to them, the guy sees me looking at it. I was like, yo, this said the phone was going to work. Phone don't work. So, and this ain't no disrespect to nerds, but y'all kill me sometimes. Y'all just kill me. Y'all so smart. It's like stupid. Like, yeah, smart people are so smart they're stupid sometimes. So my man's like, he does all this stuff, to turn off, turn on. I don't know why it wouldn't be working. Then he says to the girl who took my original phone, which is now in the back, right? He's like, well, let's get your original phone, get some like code off your eSIM, and then we'll put that in your phone, and it should get your phone to work because I have two numbers on one phone, right? So I'm like, cool. So they go. He gets the girl. She says, "Can I get her old phone?" And the girl's looking at him like, "What do you mean? We just wiped it clean. We erased it. What do you mean? We can't do nothing with the old phone. There's nothing on there. It's empty now." So I'm sitting in the Apple store for something that was supposed to take 5 seconds. I was supposed to pick up the phone, take the phone, move, go back. To now, right? To now having a phone that didn't work and nobody had an answer. And pretty much the people at the Apple store just told me, they were like, yeah, you should probably go to AT&T. I'm thinking, no, you probably shouldn't have broke my damn phone, but I figured it out. Didn't have to go to AT&T, and we're still winning. All right, so anyway, I had to get that out because I was almost late for a client because I didn't have a phone to let them know I was stuck at the Apple store. So tonight we are going to talk about hot topic, one that most people, I told you, I just want to talk about shit people don't want to talk about right now. And we are going to talk about immigration. We're going to talk about immigration tonight. And one thing I do that I think I do pretty freaking well is I try to look at things from all angles, right? I try to look at things from all angles. So when we talk about immigration, right, and we talk about people crossing the border legally versus illegally, I think it's like, yeah, I think it's a little problem. Well, actually, I know it's a problem. You said it's about to get real now. Yo, Mary, you have no idea. You have no idea. It's about to get super real. So the first thing is this. Yes, the bulk, the majority, you know what? Let me look it up before I lie. And then somebody say, that's not true. I just want to make sure because the numbers are staggering right now. Every time I hear about the amount of people who are crossing the border, I'm like, what the fuck, bro? It's wild. Illegally. First of all, migrant immigrants to the United States, to US. Hold on. I just want to confirm before somebody say I'm making up some shit. Okay. Minors are 14%. Most immigrants, the average age is 47. Interesting. Okay. So a lot of people coming across the border clearly are coming across Yoels are coming across illegally. A lot of them try to seek asylum. And just so we're clear, there are some countries doing some effed up stuff. There are people living in real conditions, having real drama, real trauma, real problems, right? So I don't ever want to sound like I'm belittling that. But y'all, how we gonna take care of illegal immigrants and we can't take care of ourselves? I'm asking for a friend. Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm asking for me. How are we going to take care of illegal immigrants and we can't take care of ourselves? Like, for real, how that's supposed to work? I got questions, y'all. Like, okay, so the country right now we're being taxed out the ass, right? Inflation is insane. We're letting people in for free in droves. Now, this is where it gets interesting. Initially, we're not going to even get down to Texas. I'm going to start with New York because that's north. That's close to us. So New York was becoming a place to seek asylum, which, again, there are some people who come from some real shit in their countries. So I ain't even knocking that. That's why I always say, I love living in this country and I'd rather live here than anywhere else. I say that all the time, stand by it. But we're giving people food, housing, right? And it was supposed to be temporary, right? It's a temporary food housing. But the numbers of people, the amount of people who are migrating into the country illegally is insane. Everybody's not seeking asylum. Everybody's not here for the right reasons. We have no way to vet or control the situation. You know, I have to agree with a lot of people when you say a country without borders is not a country. Like that, this is wild to me. So now New York, I ain't gonna even, like I said, I ain't gonna even talk about Texas right now. Now New York is overrun and has a hardcore problem, and they have no idea what to do with people. They're using schools, they're using basketball courts, they're using hotels to house all these people. Yo, what's up, fam? Make sure y'all share the live. We talking about immigration tonight. To house all these illegal immigrants. Now, if anybody knows anything about the immigration process and how long it takes to become a legal citizen, it takes forever. It does. It's just they got a backlog of like 5 to 10 years from what I understand. It might even be longer than 10. It takes forever to become a citizen in this country legally, which is why a lot of people say, fuck that. I'm going to just take my chances, go across the border and do what I got to do. There is no way that we should be taking care of people and we're not taking care of the situations here. I mean, I just really want you to put it in perspective, right? I live in Philly. We have an insane homeless problem. Insane. Now, is it as bad as California? No. California and Portland, yeah, y'all trash. But in Philadelphia, we have an insane homeless problem. Why aren't we helping them? Why? I mean, I'm asking for a friend. If somebody knows something I don't know, and I'm looking at the comments on 3 different platforms, so if my eyes shift, that's why. Why aren't we helping them? Let me get into these comments. Mary says they're even getting prepaid gift cards and medical assistance. How about our veterans who are in the street with zero help? Yo, Mary, that's real. That is so real. Like, I'm take it a step further. So I'm gonna tell you a story. When I was in college, and this 100% relates, I promise I'm not rambling. When I was in college, I'll never forget, I was getting off my mom's insurance. I was, of age, finishing up school. And I said to her, I was like, my mom was like, if you need insurance, she said, this is what the government does. You're in transition between, your college life and your adult life. My mom said to me, she was like, go to the welfare office and they'll give you medical insurance. I was like, and she was like, until you get a job and you can do your own thing, get a real job that supply all that and do your own thing. I'm like, great, mom. Okay, that's what I do. So I go to the welfare office and I'm like, hey, I'm a college student. I just aged off my mom's insurance. And, they're like, how much money do you make? Clearly, I wasn't making anything. I think I was working at Express at the time or something like that. And it was like, well, we can't give you medical. And I was like, what? They were like, do you want food stamps? I was like, no. They were like, do you want like free housing? And I was like, no. I said, honestly, I just need medical insurance until I get my first job. They said no. No to medical. They wouldn't give me medical. They wanted to give me food stamps and put me on a list for Section 8, which I did not need. I just needed medical. So I say that to say to you, right now we have people who are illegally migrating to this country and getting all these services. They're getting all these services. And it's insane. It is absolutely insane. Like, we really are not going to take care of the ones we need to take care of. Yo, what's up, Lisa? That's crazy. No, it is crazy. It's wild. It's wild. Like, we really not going to take care of yo, fam. We really not going to take care of the people who are here, but we're going to allow illegal immigrants in. Now, mind you, I don't care about, again, I said people do come to this country to seek asylum because they're in some bad shit. I get it. But all of a sudden, our country seems to be a hot spot for everybody from everywhere. And that's what's interesting to me. When you see videos of people coming in droves, and before somebody say, oh, you hating on Latinos, they're coming from everywhere. So everybody was all gung-ho at first, like, oh, let them in, this is what we do, this is America, let them in. And now it's like overrun. These places are overrun to the point where Texas is starting a militia, essentially, to protect their border. Now, we all know Texas wants to be its own country anyway. I love Texas. Texas, wow. Texas wants to be its own country anyway. But they have a militia now to protect the border. They're trying to limit the amount of people who are coming in and out. Because then you got people, everybody's coming in, ain't coming here on good terms. Now, you're probably like, you can't really control that. You're right, you can't. But you can control the border. Even if you can't quality control the people, you can control the border. And the fact that now is just a full out free for all is absolutely insane. And it's a huge disservice to the country because even, I don't care if you got a shitty job or like some $1 billion a year job, your tax dollars are paying for it. Your tax dollars are what's paying for taking care of everybody else. Now, the general consensus with that is, we do, in theory, we do pay taxes to take care of as I like to say, common things, education, roads. And unfortunately, I think our politicians make too damn much, but whatever, that's another story. So I gotta ask you, what do you think? How do you feel about illegal immigration? Do you think we should just now, mind you, the United States has always been an asylum seeking country. Meaning if people were dealing with any type of major turmoil in there, they can come here and simply say, I am seeking asylum. And then there is a process. But for the most part, they come here, the process is 10 years out, and they get lost in the system, and they just kind of live here and stay here. So the question is, do you think we should keep our borders wide open as they are now, or do you think we should close the borders? That's like the real question. Do you think we should keep the borders just wide open or close them? And that's the real question. Nobody's talking about it. Nobody's talking about it. Everybody thinks it's all fun and games till it shows up on your doorstep. There are videos of mayors of some of these cities where they happen to be more blue cities, but where they're like, we don't have room. Can you house people in your home? It's all fun and games till you got to put them in your house. So I think it's just really something for everybody to think about. And before everybody cries racism, everyone needs to go. Anybody who comes through the border, we need to control the border. It cannot be a free for all. It cannot be a free for all. The border cannot be a fucking free for all. That's crazy. So as I was watching, and I'm watching this unfold, I'm like, damn, this is messed up. This is why. Why is the border just? The floodgates are open. It needs to stop. Until we can help our American people, we can't be taking care of anyone else. Please, we funding wars. Don't get me started, Mary. That's a whole other conversation. We funding wars and shit that don't really benefit us, but they benefit military companies. But that's another story. Nobody wants to talk about it. All right. So the other thing we were going to get into tonight. Damn, I'm really rambling tonight. The other thing we're going to get into tonight, I wanted to talk about. I want to get into a woman's right to choose and abortion rights. Now, I've talked about this. I have plenty of older episodes where I talk about this, talk about abortion rights and all that stuff, and a woman's right to choose, and should she be able to choose? And the truth is, I just think, how am I going to say it? Well, I'm not going to say it right. It's going to come out all sorts of messed up. The easiest way I can say it is there needs to be some type of limit, right? There needs to be some limits on abortion. And I'm going to give you my spiel, okay? This is what I think needs to happen. One, if for any reason, I feel if something traumatic was to happen to me, I was a victim of sexual assault or incest or whatever, I would not want to keep that child. I would. Now, yeah. Women do have the right to choose, but I see a very disturbing trend of choosing to live reckless and move reckless and then want to abort a baby. And that for me is sad, and it's sickening. To be just simply okay with I had a one night stand, I messed up, we gotta get rid of that one. It's just terrible. It's fucking terrible. And then there are women who I'm sorry, I'm not drawing a blank. I'm just trying to make sure I find the right words. There are women who have had multiple of those. Now, if this is a sore spot for you, like, Dave, I don't want to talk about this. I've been through it. I had one. I'm not judging you. I just think it should be limits. If you choose to take the route of having an abortion for any reason, okay, that's your business. But where I step in is I say, if you choose to do it through government money, which is tax dollars that we all contribute to, then my answer is no. Like, there's limits on this shit. Like I said, I think if something traumatic happens to you, do what you gotta do. I personally would not want to live with a child that was out of, like I said, sexual assault or some form of incest, something grotesque. Hold on, switching cameras. But the thing that's important, where's my other camera? Here we go. This is not my favorite camera, but we're using it. The thing that is important is this, that there has to be some accountability, right? There has to be some accountability. You can't just have people ending lives because it's convenient. You cannot end lives because it's convenient. That's terrible. It's terrible. That's terrible. And I think there seems to be a huge disregard now for that life. The woman always has the power to choose. I do believe in that. What I'm concerned with is how people are choosing to just disregard life just because. Like, some of the videos I've seen are so disturbing, where you have these like young girls like, I just took another plan B, or I just aborted, like, seriously dancing. Next time I do one of these, I gotta pull up the clips because it'll freak you out. And I would love to say it's satire, but doubt it. And if it is satire and it's a joke, or that's a sick joke. That is a truly sick joke. Like, who does that? Who does that? There's no reason. Women should always have the right to choose. But where I also feel it gets complicated is if a man wants to be involved, he got to say too. He has a say too. It's not just all you. You're like, yes, it's your body and you're having a baby, but he helped you conceive it. He has a say too. I mean, it's a lot to think about. And more people need to, I'm not going to even come at it from the religious angle. I'm not. I'm just coming at it from practicality. And the practicality of, if you are, abortion is nothing to be taken lightly. Yes, the woman should have the power to choose, but if the man wants to have a say, he's going to have a say. His child too. And I've said that before. That's nothing new. I got old episodes talking about that. Just the bigger issue is, it seems to be cool now to do it. I had a friend years ago talk to me about third wave feminism. Now, I'll be the first to say I am not a feminist. And I know you might be like, Diva, what? But you're so like girl power and women. True, I am. I am. But I'm not a feminist. I'll put it to you like this. I believe that men and women are equal in some ways, but not all. And I know that might sound weird coming from me, right? Because I'm Black and I'm gay and all that fun stuff. But men and women they are not equal. They're not. Now, there are certain places where there should be more equality, 100%. Men and women are not equally strong. Yes, they can be. Yes, we can be equally intelligent. Like that's something we can work on. Where there are different roles for us, so to speak, and they shift in relationships. Okay, but I am not one of those like hardcore feminists. So I had a friend explain it to me like this, and this is like a short version of it. This is like a Cliff Notes version of it. But she essentially told me that third wave feminism is pretty much the woman's right and choice to do whatever she wants or to be the best person she can be in that space. So, and I'm gonna be honest with you, when she said that to me, and this was back in 2014 or 15, it was like the first time I even heard of it. When she said that to me, it made so much sense because that's why there are women like, I'm a hoe. I know I'm a hoe, but I'm gonna be the best hoe I can be. It's like, whatever you want to do, just be the best one of that. You know, you want to be an asshole, be the best guy. Whatever you want to do as a woman, be the best version of that. You can be whatever you want. There's no judgment. And I'm weird. I'm gay, but I'm traditional. What can I say? I'm weird. I'm gay, but I'm traditional. You know, I'm not one of those people who get offended when a guy says girls versus woman. I'm not that sensitive. I'm just not. There's so many other things to be stressed out about. That's not me. I'm not that one who gets upset. I'm not emotional in the way a lot of women are. It's almost standoffish. It's almost on some like we hate men shit. So no, I'm not a feminist. Yes, women have the right to do what they want, how they want, but I'm not a feminist. I've never been a feminist. So please don't ask me. Don't be like, you not? Nope, not feminist. Sorry. All right, I gotta get off of here because I gotta get up early. Anyway, so I want you to think about a couple of things. One, I want you to think about the border. Do you really think it is okay to have the amount of illegal immigrants coming in the country we do now when we cannot take care of ourselves? Two, the second thing you want to talk about, I want you to think about, yes, it's a woman's right to choose, but I feel like it's been trending along the lines of abortion being an easy answer. Again, I'm not talking about traumatic situations, incest, rape, anything violent, weird, crazy. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about how easy it is to be like, oops. And people be like, nah, I'm cool. Or go to clinics where it's free and just like, I'm going to do this. And those things be funded. So do you think that's okay? So these are all things to think about, fam. These are all things to think about. I told you, my goal is every week when I get on here to make y'all think. I know it's not sexy, but we're going to do it anyway. My goal every week is to make y'all think, right? So keep that in mind. I want to thank you guys for tuning into the Do Work Podcast. The Do Work Podcast is a weekly podcast where we discuss all things mindset, motivation, entrepreneurship, free thinking, and how to live your best life possible. Today's no different. If you haven't, please make sure to subscribe on YouTube, guys. I've been like trying to bust my ass. I've been lazy on my YouTube side, and I want to get my YouTube channel up to 1,000 followers. So please, please, please follow me on YouTube if you haven't already. It'd be greatly appreciated. And, you know, this is my Not Today Satan hat. So the question is, should I bring back the Not Today Satan hat? I love this hat. It's a throwback. Shout out to Nick Rich for designing this for me. Probably 8 years ago. Broke it out tonight. All right. If you haven't, again, subscribe to the Do Work Podcast on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, wherever you stream your podcast. Thank you for tuning in. You all have an amazing evening. Ugh. You guys rock. Be great. Let's go.